Happening now, those in Western New York are starting to put away their snow shovels, 1 week after a disastrous snowstorm hit the region. And 1 year has passed since the disappearance of Jamestown man.
Boots down the ground.
Boots on the ground. Wheels round and round. We don't stop till Kevin is found.
How family members are feeling ahead of the holiday season. Plus, a new shop opens in downtown Jamestown. How they plan to help local and disability-owned businesses.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Bronson Rasmussen. Those stories and more are coming up. But first, 367 days have passed since Jamestown man Kevin Hornberg went missing. A whole year of missed holidays and events with his family. And in hopes of finding Kevin, his loved ones joined together in a vigil at his last known location on Tuesday night. Spearheaded by founder of WNY Missing and Unidentified Persons, Mary Williams, the vigil is just a small part in their efforts to find Kevin Hornberg.
Not much has changed. We are continuing to search for Kevin and plead with our community. If you know something, to please say something.
Multiple laughs, stories, and tears were shed at the vigil by family who just want answers.
Every time I see a missing person uttered on the news, I jump right away. Oh, then it's not. But you know, I keep hoping that someone will find him. He'll come out.
A lot has happened at home since Kevin's disappearance. He became a grandfather, lost a loved one, and missed multiple family events, those of which he was the star of the show.
He's the comedy act in the family. You know, he was funny he could make funny out of burnt turkey. You know, he was a good kid, good brother.
In the end, Williams believes that someone has information on what happened a year ago, and sharing now could help find Kevin.
We kind of just need to know more. If you were here the day that Kevin disappeared and can tell us any small detail about where he may have said he was going or anywhere that he might frequent that we haven't searched, which is most of Jamestown at this point. We're thinking about furthering our search outside of Jamestown city limits here.
The 56-year-old first went missing just over a year ago. He was last seen on Prendergast Avenue in the city of Jamestown. And while the family appreciates law enforcement's efforts to try and find Kevin, they plan to enlist the help of a former private investigator to further the search for the missing man. Law enforcement agencies across our region are cracking down on unsafe driving as the winter holiday travel season officially kicks off. Across the nation this Thanksgiving, Auto Club AAA estimates that 54.6 million people will travel 50 miles or more from home this Thanksgiving, a 1.5% increase over 2021 and 98% of pre-pandemic volumes. As a result, New York State Police is working with local law enforcement as part of a special traffic safety initiative that runs through Monday. Police will expand patrols to crack down on speed enforcement, to target impaired drivers and distracted drivers, as well to respond to possible emergencies over the holiday weekend. Winter storm response efforts in New York area are coming to an end as more areas impacted by historic lake effect snow are wrapping up cleanup efforts. New York State's Emergency Operations Center, which was deployed last week to help respond to the storm in the region, began to demobilize on Tuesday. The record-breaking winter storm dumped 80 inches of snow in Orchard Park, breaking the state's 24-hour snowfall total record during the course of the storm. A multi-agency team in Western New York conducted welfare checks and assisting local fire, EMS, and police with 911 calls, including rescuing 152 people from disabled vehicles and conducting over 3,400 structural assessments in the most impacted areas. Furthermore, at the height of the storm, there were nearly 500 plow trucks, close to 100 loaders, and more than 1,000 operators and supervisors deployed in Western New York to support cleanup efforts. A new shop in downtown Jamestown is looking to spotlight local and disability-owned businesses, while also providing an opportunity to train new inclusive workforce. Our Julia Gress has a story.
We were able to be fortunate enough to receive a grant to allow us to find a way to open a store to highlight locally made products.
At the corner of 3rd and Cherry Streets in downtown Jamestown, CHQ Plus is a store filled with opportunity.
We tied into our mission because we have some of the vendors that are here are owned by people with disabilities, or the products are made by people with disabilities. And the other way is that this is a training program.
Those with intellectual or developmental disabilities learn job skills in a controlled environment.
They definitely work with customer service, help packaging items. You know, they do a lot of different types of cleaning skills, just basically an everyday job.
After the trainees build their skills, they are matched with one of over 100 local employers in hopes of finding a long-term job. CHQ Plus has a variety of goods for customers, including pet items, coffee, lotions, soaps, and apparel.
We started at 12. Start with the store opening with 12 vendors. We are now at 22 vendors in the store and still working at it.
Local vendors in and around the Chautauqua County area are encouraged to get in touch with the store to see if their products are a good fit. The top 2 vendors are disability-owned, including White King Coffee and Nolan's Nest, that sells bath bombs, soaps, and more.
Our coffee company that we sell is local, and the owner of the company is blind. And so all of our coffee labels are written in Braille, and some of them have her story written on the back of it. And I think that's one of our top vendors.
Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you. The store is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. However, they will be open until 5 p.m. on Small Business Saturday this weekend. CHQ gift cards are accepted too. Now, switching gears a little, we'll get a first check of our weather with Dakota, and a lot of people might be thankful for this, especially Thanksgiving weather.
Yes, I mean, you know, the weather that we've had yesterday and today and even tomorrow is going to be fantastic. We got the sun shining at the Randolph Peaches and Cream Sky Cam, and there it is for you. Lots of blue sky, and that's pretty much going to be the story through the day today. You can see nothing on the satellite and radar composite. So we are going to be dealing with basically just blue skies out there for this Wednesday, or Thanksgiving Eve, actually. 44 degrees was the high yesterday, so a little bit warmer than it has been the past couple of days. 31 is where we started the day. 71 and 5 are the records. Those are going to be safe for another year. So through the afternoon today, just lots and lots of sun. It's still a bit chilly. Temperatures are still a few degrees below average, 38 to 45 with a southwest wind. Now I've got the updated Thanksgiving Day forecast, plus we do bring in some, I'll talk about it with the Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-Day later in the show. Bronson.
All right, Dakota, we'll see you then. As WNY News Now continues, we're taking a look at the final push from first responders to make sure you stay safe while cooking this Thanksgiving. But first, we explain the new measures to prevent hate crimes in New York State. Stay with us as WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
Wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. WNY News Now, the Jolly Team, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Welcome to WNY News Now's in Channel 716 presentation of the Jamestown Holiday Parade. We are celebrating along with hundreds of other folks from the Pearl City as we ring in holiday cheer. 2, 1, Looking for a fair and honest auto mechanic? Look no further than WNY Auto Service. Located at 140 Main Street in Randolph, our family-owned business is ready for all of your automotive needs. From general service to more complex repairs, count on WNY Auto to keep you on the road. We not only keep your cars running smoothly, but also looking great with our expert detailing crew. Send us a message on Facebook or call us today at 716-358-2292 to set up an appointment. WNY Auto Service. Fair, honest, and the best prices guaranteed.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
New York is taking additional steps to prevent hate crimes. Governor Kathy Hochul has signed 2 pieces of legislation to support hate crime prevention and education efforts. The first piece of legislation requires individuals convicted of hate crimes to, in addition to other penalties, undergo mandatory training or counseling in hate crime prevention and education. The second establishes a statewide campaign for the acceptance, inclusion, tolerance, and understanding of diversity, including but not limited to diversity based on religion, race, color, and more. Governor Hochul also encouraged community-based organizations to apply for $50 million in available funding to strengthen safety measures and protect against hate crimes, and extended the deadline for applications. Congressman Joe Sempolenski says the Republican majority win in the U.S. House of Representatives is an important step to returning balance in Washington, D.C. Sempolenski, who was elected to fill in the remaining term left open by Congressman Tom Reed over the summer, discussed the change of power during his weekly conference call with reporters on Tuesday. When we spoke with the congressman just prior to the fall midterm election, he hinted it could be a busy winter, lame duck session for lawmakers if control shifted in the House.
So with the Republicans in control of one chamber, they'll have the ability to stop bad laws after January 3rd, but also the investigation apparatus of the House will be in the control of the Republican Party and Republican committee chairman. And I am and always have been for full transparency and accountability. And so we're going to see in January, and I'm glad to see in January, we'll see investigations into Hunter Biden, investigations into Joe Biden.
There's only a month remaining in Sempolenski's term, with Congressman-elect Nick Langworthy set to be sworn in for New York's 23rd congressional seat come January. While Thanksgiving is here, and officials are urging residents and chefs to be mindful of fire safety. The U.S. Fire Administration reports the average number of residential fires on Thanksgiving Day is double the average number of residential fires on all other days. On average, 2,300 residential fires occurred nationwide on Thanksgiving. State fire officials recently shared tips on how to stay safe, like make sure the kitchen is always attended, be mindful of loose clothing over the stove, checking on your turkey frequently, and avoiding deep frying your turkey.
The first tip is just to avoid using a turkey fryer, even when used as directed. Fryers are unnecessarily hazardous to those around them.
Officials say if you absolutely must deep fry your turkey, thoroughly read the owner's manual, ensure the turkey is completely thawed, and do it outside, away from your home, children, and pets. The New York State Assembly Committee of Labor held a hearing to address workforce shortages. Our New York Capitol correspondent Lise Klein breaks down the highlights and what kind of factors have been impacting this issue.
At a committee hearing today addressing workforce shortages, speakers say there are a variety of areas lawmakers need to improve, including addressing childcare shortages, workforce development, and unemployment insurance debt. But they say one of the biggest issues impacting the workforce is childcare shortages. Following the pandemic, industries continue to struggle to find workers. According to a recent report from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the Education Trust, the pandemic forced many childcare providers to close or scale down, and many still haven't recovered.
And childcare continues to be a big issue. That was another cause of these workforce gaps.
According to the most recent U.S. Bureau Census Household Pulse survey, 350,000 New Yorkers reported the reason they were not working was because they were caring for children not in school or in childcare. And speakers say there are solutions lawmakers could implement.
Increasing the minimum wage and raising compensation will help address the childcare shortage.
Parrott adds that raising the minimum wage will also help shortages in other areas, like home health care, and it will increase labor force participation. Moving forward, lawmakers from the Assembly Committee of Labor say they are committed to doing more work to help address these issues. In Albany, Elise Klein, WNY News Now.
Coming up next, a look at our full weather forecast for this Thanksgiving holiday week. Stay right there. Dakota will be back with the details after this.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
Welcome to WNY News Now's in Channel 716 presentation of the Jamestown Holiday Parade. We are celebrating along with hundreds of other folks from the Pearl City as we ring in holiday cheer. 2, 1.
Wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. WNY News Now, the Jolly Team, where coverage comes first.
Fast, accurate, and every day. First Defense Weather.
Welcome back, everybody. I wanted to get you into the Thanksgiving Day spirit. Don sending us a picture of a wild turkey out there, and the turkey's actually saying something. You know what he's saying? He's actually saying this: I don't want to be eaten. That's what Chucky Finster said on that one episode of the Rugrats where they thought they were going to cook him. Anybody know that episode? Am I alone? Yes, Bronson raised his hand. Yes, I'm not alone. Okay, so that's your Thanksgiving Day turkey. Maybe for Don. I don't know. We'll have to see. Also, wanted to show you the ski and snowboarding forecast. Because again, Holiday Valley is opening this Friday, but also Mount Pleasant down there in Edinburgh plans to open on the 16th of next month. So that's for all of you like the Mount Pleasant ski resort. All the other resorts have not announced opening dates yet. But that should be coming very soon, especially now since we've got all this snowpack. And also wanted to talk about the sun angle, because this time of the year, the sun angle is relatively low into the sky. The sun actually peaks at noon hour. So we're right at solar peak right now. It's called solar noon. And the sun only gets to around 29 degrees in the sky right now. So the sunrise, there it is down there. And then the sunset tonight is at 4:50. Can you believe that? I mean, just getting closer to that 4 o'clock hour. High noon right now. At noon hour right now, the sun peeking through on the HD News Now cam. We're at 41 as the noon hour. West wind of 6, the wind chill down to 37. So it does feel a little bit cooler when you get some of that wind kind of blowing across with you right now. So high pressure building in across the northeast. So this is pretty much going to stay our main weather factor for the next couple of days, but that high is ultimately going to move out and we're going to see some rain returning. So let's show it to you on Future Scan. So through the day today, look at this. The time is moving now the time is moving, but the weather ain't changing here. So we're going to see lots of sunshine, maybe a few high clouds from time to time. We should be mainly clear tonight, so another nice night for stargazing. If you want to get out and take a look at the stars, should be another nice night for that. Tomorrow should be, I think, another nice day for Thanksgiving. We are going to mix in a few more clouds through the day, but otherwise we're going to stay dry. Temperatures actually bump up a bit above average. We've actually raised the temperature for tomorrow, and you'll see that here in just a second. But as we go into early Friday morning, this is out ahead of the next system. This is going to bring us occasional rain showers through the day on Friday. So the Thanksgiving Day forecast, this is pretty much what we're going with. So we've actually raised the temperature up to the upper 40s to around 50 degrees. So it's going to be a nice day, partly to mostly sunny for the turkey. Now the next 7 days, powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions, and we're going to pretty much stay right around average for Friday with that rain showers coming in. Some sunshine on Saturday, 47. More rain returns Sunday, then the temperatures go back down below average again as we start early next week, Bronson.
It's beginning to look a lot not like Christmas. We'll get you some headlines from around the nation. Authorities are investigating a shooting at a Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia that left multiple people dead and injured. It is believed that the shooter was an employee or former employee who walked into a break room and opened fire on other employees. Authorities say that the shooter turned the gun in and on himself and is deceased. Officers responded to the scene just after 10 p.m. Tuesday. Officials say at least 6 people were killed. It's a time to be with family and friends and to celebrate your blessings, but with severe respiratory illnesses spreading in some parts of the country, you may also need to protect yourself and your loved ones this Thanksgiving. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Geither has more on how to reduce your risk of getting sick over the holiday.
Across the U.S., respiratory illnesses are still circulating at a high level.
We're being hit by, 3 different viruses.
RSV and flu spreading earlier than expected, and there's still COVID-19 to contend with. So as you gather this holiday, Dr. Maddie Sabani with the Ohio State University's Wexner Medical Center says you can protect yourself and your family.
Make sure you're up to date on your vaccines. So that would include influenza, and that would also include your COVID vaccines.
Testing for COVID before you gather with loved ones can also help protect those who are vulnerable to getting severely sick, particularly those who are immunocompromised, young children, and seniors. Mitigation measures like masking and hand washing can still help too.
If you are in an area that you can have, good ventilation, open the windows, things like that, that's always beneficial.
And if you're feeling sick after the holiday, Sabani says to alert those who you gathered with so that they can be aware.
Definitely during this cough and cold season, really staying vigilant about your own health and the health of others is going to be key.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The White House COVID-19 response coordinator says when it comes to COVID-19, if you're up to date on your vaccines and you're able to get treatment, there shouldn't be restrictions on people's activities this Thanksgiving. Well, if you have federal student loans, you won't have to resume payments January 1st. President Joe Biden is extending a moratorium while challenges to his border relief plan move through courts. At issue is Biden's plan to forgive up to $20,000 for federal borrowers under an income gap. A federal judge struck it down, and an appeals court is blocking it while a separate case plays out. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is extending the pause on federal student loan payments. It'll last until the Supreme Court decides the case or until June 13th, whichever comes first. Payments are set to resume 60 days later. Well, next, in our final stories from Ukraine special report, our Rachel Knapp shares messages of hope from both us and those on the front lines.
Wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. WNY News Now, the Jolly Team, where coverage comes first.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
Welcome to WNY News Now's in Channel 716 presentation of the Jamestown Holiday Parade. We are celebrating along with hundreds of other folks from the Pearl City as we ring in holiday cheer. 2, 1.
Our series Stories from Ukraine is wrapping up. Our crew traveled to England, Poland, and Ukraine to meet with refugees and Ukrainians as the war continues. Before they took off from Europe, some Ukrainians living in our communities wanted to share a message with those still in Ukraine. Our reporter Rachel Knapp reports.
Messages from the United States to Ukraine.
Pray continuously for Ukraine's victory.
These Erie, Pennsylvania area people who attend the Grace Slavic Pentecostal Church wanted to share a message with their fellow Ukrainians, and for the most part, they share how they look after each other in the States.
We, as a church that is here, help our people who come from Ukraine.
But most of all, they share their deep support for their fellow Ukrainians. We from Ukraine stand together with you.
We believe in victory together with Ukrainians. May God bless Ukraine.
We shared these video messages with people in Ukraine, and to them, the gesture was touching.
We thank you very much for your support and help. This is very important for us at this difficult time. Your thoughts and prayers support us greatly, and we believe in our victory.
While others have a message they want to send back to the U.S.
Please support Ukraine because it's really difficult in those tough military, those war times for us, and your support is crucial.
We want and we need to ask for only one thing, is support and help from other countries, and we see that Ukraine now is a shield for the security of the whole world.
In Lviv, Ukraine, Rachel Knapp reporting.
Well, Rachel, thank you. And it's kind of nice to see that it's kind of timely that these people are thanking them with Thanksgiving being tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, I think throughout the entire war in Ukraine, you know, I think we've been following along with that, of course, as I think most people have been, and I mean, you know, just to be thankful for just even the small things. I mean, you know, I know that, you know, we have a lot of, you know, refugees in the country, and you know, we might even have a lot of people here who have relatives who live in Ukraine, and just to see that they're not giving up and to continue to fight is, well,
well, it's pretty good. Well,
I don't
on
want to say
another
it's
note,
a good thing about the war, but you get what I mean.
well, yeah.
I'm
On
ready
another
for
note-
turkey, folks. How about
And
you?
we won't be here for that.
Yeah.
And neither Friday, but we will see you all next Monday.
I'll gain 15 pounds by next Monday.
Woo, we need that food. But in that case, we'll show you a live look from outside our studio. We'll catch you next time.